Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I am here to add to the conversation regarding the state of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 as a Call of Duty game. Is this game the best one yet? To answer this question, we first need to look at a few things such as the maps. Are they good? Are the weapons balanced and fun to use? Are the specialists a good part of the game? Are the game modes fun? Naturally, the answer to these questions are purely subjective and will differ depending on who you ask. We always like to say that this Call of Duty game is the best one, based purely on our experience. Because when we say this Call of Duty game is the best one in the series, what we are actually saying is this is the one I enjoyed the most. I personally started playing Call of Duty with Call of Duty 2, but my first experience online was with Modern Warfare 3. So when it comes to games like World at War, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2 and so on, I can only comment on how fun it was playing them locally with friends and family. Modern Warfare 3 was a great game, but like every Call of Duty, it wasn't perfect. It was basically Modern Warfare 2 without Danger Close one-man army. In that game, the machine pistols, the Akimbo FMG-9s, were overpowered for some time, and the dominant weapons throughout its cycle were the ACR and the MP7. I really enjoyed these weapons. In fact, the last time I checked, 5 out of the 10 classes that I could create had these weapons in them. It was crazy. Then came Black Ops 2, which is, in my opinion, the most balanced Call of Duty experience. The weapons were great and well balanced, and the maps were amazing. It was the first Call of Duty game I ever bought DLC for. Sadly, I had to get rid of my PS3 by the time they released the third map pack. I'm glad that the maps that I did play are among the best in the series, and are maps that I'm sure everyone would pay extra to see them included in Black Ops 4. If they sold a Black Ops Pass which included every map from this game remastered for Black Ops 4, I wouldn't even be mad about it. I tried Advanced Warfare, but I didn't like it very much. It was a COD game alright, but just not my thing. Black Ops 3 was great and a good evolution on Advanced Warfare's advanced movement. Although, the way Black Ops 3 handled DLC weapons, I think we can all agree has been the worst way to do DLC weapons to date. Infinite Warfare got a really bad rap because of the timing of its release, the fact that it still included advanced movement, and the fact that you could go into space. But it was a great game, a more polished version of Black Ops 3 essentially. It didn't have any player collision, your speed wouldn't reset to 0 every time you landed, and the way they did DLC weapons was the most client-friendly way to do them to date. Unlocking the base weapon directly for Season Pass holders and giving a challenge to those who didn't buy the Season Pass in order to unlock it. I could talk about all these games in more detail for hours, but today we're talking about Black Ops 4, and I must say, this is the most fun I've had with a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2. The pace of each match is fast, taking about 8 minutes to finish a single TDM round, which is great. The maps are overall pretty good, except for Militia, which if it were up to me, I would delete this fucking map right out of the game. It's so terrible with people camping in that goddamn house. It's awful. The weapons were not balanced at first, but after a few patches, I feel like each gun is finding its place in the game. The audio is fantastic. The guns have never sounded better in a COD game before. They have this bass sound for every shot that makes shooting very satisfying. When it comes to the specialists, I don't hate them. I think we can all agree that they make the game more tactical. But I also think that we should have a playlist without the specialists, maybe using the skins from soldiers like the Ranger, the Frogman and others. Another good change would be to make it so the equipment like the frag grenade and the combat axe don't cost any points. That's why I never use them. So far I haven't completed any of the equipment challenges, and I really wish they would change that. Blackout is a good addition to the Call of Duty series, and it's very fun to play with friends. The gameplay is tight just like in multiplayer, which made me actually enjoy playing a battle royale game mode, which is something I never got from games like Fortnite, which I played like 8 matches tops. Sadly I don't play much of it since I work odd hours and I can only play with my friends during the weekends. I have only played zombies a couple of times to check out Blood of the Dead, a sort of remake of Mob of the Dead, which I played a lot of in Black Ops 2. And I can say that I like it. I just don't play it much because playing it solo is boring and it gets repetitive after a while. That's why I never really got into zombies. I understand that you have to like get the Easter egg, but just trying and you die and then you have to start from round 1. It can be fun for a while, but it gets repetitive and it's something that I really don't appreciate about the game mode. That's why I mostly dedicate myself to multiplayer, which sounds ironic when I say repetitive, but honestly every single match of multiplayer is different because it never goes down the same way. If it did, it would be really boring and the game wouldn't have sold millions. We're now 17 games down the line. The game still sells like hotcakes, so there you go, basically. Now let's talk about the biggest issue people have with this game. It doesn't have a single player campaign, and that sucks for people without an internet connection and those who can't play online. But after finishing the Specialist HQ missions, a part of me wants them to release new stuff for it, to expand on what they have done. Characters like Zero should be added to it and given a backstory. All those videos seem disconnected from one another and there is no explanation for the events that occur. I feel like they could add new stuff for it later, to fill in the gaps of the story, but I guess we'll see. So far it hasn't happened, but honestly I don't think they'll ever do it. So, is Black Ops 4 the best Call of Duty to date? The answer is no. It's a great game and I like it, but my feelings about the game may change in the future. Things like the way they will handle DLC weapons, as well as the quality of the DLC maps may change my opinion of it. For example, I'm really happy that they changed the tier system from 200 to 100, giving us a chance to get the weapons without, basically making the game your job, which is something that not everyone can do because not most of us are not 13-year-old children who play the game all day. And the DLC maps I've heard, because I don't have the Black Ops Pass, I haven't bought it. I'm very cautious now with my money, unlike before. They released 2 of those maps and apparently one of them is really bad. And that just tells me, hey, don't buy the Season Pass yet. Just don't buy the Season Pass yet, because you don't want to do it. But I honestly think that this game had the potential to be the best Call of Duty to date. The only problem all of these games have is that they compete with one another and only have a lousy 12 months to add everything they can to the game before the new one comes out, and then everyone forgets about the old one. They have no choice but to release an unfinished game. This game, don't be fooled, this game is unfinished. It's fun and it's a good one, but it's ultimately an unfinished game. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did I miss anything? Do you agree with what I said? We all have different perspectives for different reasons. Share them with me in the comments below. Subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future content from this channel. I appreciate your support and hope you have a nice day. I'll see you guys online.
Assault pack's down. Come get it. Hostile UAV circling. You're taking this. Push now.
UAV available for tasking.
UAV above, commencing surveillance operations. UAV mission timeline 50% extended.
Doors open. Mission failed. Survivors to designated exfil zones.